Well, welcome into 11 on 11 on THV 11 Plus. I am Hoyt. We're going to start with news out of Saline County, where officials are trying to get a handle on their stray dog problem. It became a crisis last year after a string of dog attacks, including a deadly incident that took the life of a 15-year-old girl. That led to the creation of a special committee focused on updating a 16-year-old ordinance. This week, the people who make up that committee came together, and our Catherine Rowley explains what they're working on that could change what type of animals are allowed within county limits.
I'm really pleased, number one, that we have citizens that care enough about others and our county that they're going to show up as part of this committee focused on doing better as far as animal control ordinance is.
The community includes justices of the peace, law enforcement, animal rescue advocates, and members of the hunting community. And Saline County Judge Matt Brumley says that's so everyone can have a voice.
We're super rural in some areas and we're very metropolitan in some others. And so everybody's concerns aren't the same, but it's very important that we hear those concerns and we address them to the best of our abilities.
During Thursday's meeting, county leaders made it clear that keeping dangerous animals off the streets is a major focus. Judge Brumley agreed, saying while there has been some improvement, there's plenty of work to be done, which includes finding the best way possible to handle the problem.
It's an immediate concern to the health and safety and well-being of our citizens. It means that we must prioritize vicious dogs in our community at the highest level.
Saline County currently does not have a shelter for stray dogs, and county leaders acknowledge resources are limited. Still, they say an updated ordinance could help clarify rules, definitions, and how animal control cases are handled.
And I think when somebody looks through this ordinance, they're like, they're going to be patrolling for our dogs. That's not what we're looking to do at all. But when you run through law and you run through an ordinance, we have to describe what is okay and what is not okay. And then we can have our law enforcement folks go out there and they shall either make a judgment or they may make a judgment that goes one way or the other.
The committee is planning to meet again in the next few weeks from now. In Saline County, Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.
Catherine, thank you. We want to circle back to a major update from the Pulaski County Clerk's office. They say that Tuesday's data center moratorium vote was tallied incorrectly, and the measure actually didn't pass. The vote initially appeared to place a 12-month ban on any new data centers in Pulaski County, but after review, county leaders say the emergency ordinance didn't get the required 10 votes, and that means the temporary ban on data center projects is not in effect. A high-profile legal challenge to Arkansas's near-total abortion ban is back on. Pulaski County Circuit Judge Kara Connors reversed an earlier decision to dismiss the case just days after the Arkansas Supreme Court threw out a state law that would have sent challenges like that straight to the Court of Appeals. The lawsuit, filed by 6 people, argues that the state's abortion ban is too vague and too strict. Under current law, doctors who perform abortions outside saving the life of a mother can face up to 10 years in prison and $100,000 in fines. On Friday, though, Judge Connors approved a motion to reopen the case. Gun rules could soon change in Little Rock after a judge decided that the city's concealed carry ban is illegal. Signs that show at city buildings that only law enforcement can carry handguns on the property, but the judge says concealed handguns can legally be carried inside those buildings, and the city could still appeal the decision. THV 11's Carter Thweet gives us the update.
We saw this sign up that said nobody is allowed in with firearms, including, critically, those that have the enhanced concealed carry license.
Bowen School of Law professor Robert Steinbuck felt that policy violated state law, so he sued. That was in 2022.
Chris Corbett went up to the City Hall and said to the security guard, I have an enhanced concealed carry license. May I come in with my firearm? And they said no.
And so the lawsuit began. Steinbuck says Judge Timothy Fox didn't seem eager to rule on the case, so he filed a motion with the state Supreme Court to get a different judge. And then
he issued the order in which we won. 4 years later, on a matter that could have been decided 3.5 years earlier, finally we got a decision.
Judge Fox's office didn't return a request for comment Tuesday. His ruling shows clear agreement with Steinbuck on 2 points. The city's policy violates Arkansas code, and the city must stop enforcing it immediately.
Are they taking down those signs? They must. Are they letting into City Hall people with enhanced concealed carry licenses? They must. I simply haven't found out the answer to that. Now, they do have an opportunity to appeal this case, but to be clear, pending that appeal, unless they get an injunction pending that appeal, they have to comply with the lower court's order.
Carter Thweet reporting for us there. People in southwest Little Rock in a neighborhood there are demanding answers after an alleged hit-and-run crash killed an 8-year-old boy. THV 11's Maya Ellison talks to neighbors who say speeding there has been a problem for years.
What looks like a highway to some is actually a neighborhood with a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit. Neighbors say that the limit is often ignored. Is that typically what happens day to day?
Every day is the same. I see that people driving too fast. I don't tell you like 40, 45, no. It's like they're driving like a 65, sometimes 70.
Susanna Ambriz has lived on Hyman Parkway for about 15 years. She says speeding has been a constant concern, especially for families like hers with children.
We worry so much because everybody has kids, you know, and we worry for that. The kids every day, especially when they're out of school, they play outside. So we worry for that.
And just across the street, that fear became reality. Last Thursday night, Little Rock police say an 8-year-old boy, Javier Adrian Ramos, was hit by a car on Windsor Drive. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital in critical condition, where he later died. Police arrested the driver, 19-year-old Sanaya Mallet, who's charged with manslaughter and leaving the scene of an accident.
We don't want that to happen again, because it's really bad. I mean, I feel so bad for the family. I mean, I think every neighbor feel like that. The neighbor feel like in not safety.
A memorial now sits in front of the family's home. One neighbor who didn't want to go on camera told me through tears that the community is heartbroken and that drivers rarely follow the 10-mile-per-hour limit posted in this part of the neighborhood. But many here are now asking what can be done to make their streets safer.
I mean, we don't feel safe, but they happen all the time. You don't know if it's sometimes the car going to the house or, I don't know. I mean, but we need somebody to do something on this situation.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
A school that has served generations is getting ready for its next chapter. Joe T. Robinson High marks 100 years of service next year and a bigger milestone already taking shape. Tamer Knight shows us how the Western Little Rock campus is growing.
One steel beam at a time. Joe T. Robinson High School starts its next chapter while approaching a major milestone.
This building next year will celebrate 100 years of Joe T. Robinson High School.
As that centennial approaches, the campus is growing right along with it. By 2028, the school will expand with 2 new buildings. Leaders say the expansion makes room for more students and more opportunities.
We went on a campaign to try to raise enough funding to expand our capacity for our students. And at the same token, we realized that some of the facilities here were a little bit dated too.
Plans include a 3-story classroom building designed to support students at a critical point in their education.
So my thought is that we would house definitely our 9th graders because that is such a transitional stage from middle school to high school. Also, all of our core classes, because our elective classes and our academy classes, they are pretty much set in the old building.
It also adds a new band hall, one that will double as a storm shelter for the entire campus.
We are over 100 members, and this band is a force to be reckoned with, so they needed more space.
Wednesday's topping out ceremony marked a key step forward.
When you have new construction that takes place, that means that you have growth. It means that you're getting ready to give our kids the best opportunities that we can give them.
For school leaders, the moment is more than just new buildings. It's about building on a legacy.
We're building upon the foundation that has already started here to new endeavors, new excitement, new opportunities in everything that we do here, especially with our academies, bringing in new students and just moving forward.
Tamer Knight, THV 11 News.
Next, health experts are warning people to stay alert as tick-related illnesses rise. Doctors say one particular condition is drawing new attention, with more cases being tracked. Tick bites are sending more people to the ER than usual for this time of year as summer heat builds. Health experts say it's time to stay alert. Here in Arkansas, doctors are also worried about a specific tick-borne illness, including alpha-gal syndrome. THV 11's Maya Ellison is back to explain the warning signs.
This is the type of environment health experts say ticks thrive in. And as people are going outside this summer, doing things like yard work or even kids playing in the grass, doctors are watching closely for what they say could become a heavy season for tick bites and tick-borne illnesses across Arkansas.
The ticks favor the warmth, and they also favor kind of humid climate. So pretty much the entire state of Arkansas is a great habitat for ticks.
Just another reason why Dr. Laura Rothfeld, the state's public health veterinarian, says people should be mindful of tick-borne illnesses. The CDC says emergency room visits for tick bites nationwide have increased in recent months. And right here in Arkansas, the state's Department of Health reports more than 10 diseases can be transmitted through ticks, something Rothfeld says health officials are watching closely.
Now, not every tick is going to be infected. Not every tick is going to feed long enough to pass that infection to the person, so you may not become ill. But in some cases, some of the patients end up having more severe illness requiring hospitalization. There's, unfortunately, sometimes it can result in death.
Dr. Rothfeld says one illness drawing national attention is alpha-gal syndrome, a condition linked to tick bites that can trigger a red meat allergy. The Arkansas Department of Health has received thousands of reports related to alpha-gal in recent years.
You can eat meat, and then 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 8 hours after you eat meat, you have severe anaphylaxis, low blood pressure, hives, wheezing. It's a terrible disease.
Dr. Joshua Kennedy and his team continue to study the condition. He says research on alpha-gal is constantly evolving, which is why he's urging people to stay informed and take precautions.
We have about a 30 to 40% rate of sensitization. That means 3 out of 10 people might have a positive test to alpha-gal in our state.
And Dr. Kennedy says they are constantly learning new things about alpha-gal syndrome, and he says that any report that is found here in the state is always sent to the Arkansas Department of Health, so that way you or someone you know can receive assistance. In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Free perks for veterans and law enforcement, they're nothing new for local businesses, but one gym is taking a different approach. Instead of discounts or giveaways, it's offering an outlet there on the mat. This month for Saluting Heroes, photojournalist Chris Ross and myself, we visited a training space where heroes step into the ring to work through stress, one round at a time.
Okay, let's partner up. Let's get it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
An early morning wake up for some before dawn dancing.
Just had a choice to show up front. Yeah, these people do it voluntarily, which is crazy.
Not so crazy for these fitness nuts who happen to be first responders and veterans looking to get motivated by an MMA master.
We're friends. I will not injure you.
But Ryan Stevens will teach them some moves to help them face physical and mental challenges that come while on duty, here in a gym called Graybeard Forge in Conway.
Our local veterans and first responders see a lot of stuff, and so we bring them into the community and we allow them to train with us, and they feel like these people understand me. And so we offer more than just self-defense. We offer a community where people can talk about their struggles and be understood.
Stevens and his colleagues who started the gym offer classes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a discipline that's all about positioning, leverage, and advantage, one that works best down low and on the mat, where things can be controlled and grappled with. An obvious metaphor for the students Stevens caters to.
I'm a 2-tour Marine Corps combat veteran and law enforcement, and I know the struggles. And so what we said, let's open up a gym that serves veterans and first responders, and let's partner with the community.
Stevens tells the class about his struggles when he came home from his 2 tours, and he swears by what these classes can do for veterans, including saving lives.
About a month ago, we had an Army veteran who was training here. He felt isolated, he wasn't training, he came here, realized he had his place to train with his brothers. He put on a uniform, made him feel like he was back in the service, and he was using his hands for battle. And he came to me and he said, Ryan, last night I was drinking too much, and I felt like I wanted to commit suicide. And he said the only reason I didn't is because my training partner wouldn't have a partner for tomorrow. And so that's one that we saved.
And as the push to lower the suicide rate among veterans continues, to Stevens, an early wake-up to grapple with brothers and sisters is a priceless opportunity.
It's free. All we ask is you pay in sweat. You're going to find your best friends, you're going to get in shape, and you're going to be able to protect yourself.
Well, we saw some young women in that group there. Here on This Week After Memorial Day weekend, we hear from women about their time in the service to the country. But first, it's time to eat it up.
By the way, this door has not stopped opening since we got here. It's supposed to be their slow period. You better get here early is all I'm going to tell you. This week on Eat It Up, we are back in Bauxite. Happy to be here to try Blissful Bakery and more. Let me emphasize the more for y'all. These donuts are massive. They are so delicious. We had biscuits and gravy, so many sweets. But here's what I want to show you, the Korean bread. First time ever trying it. It is so good, y'all. It's changing my palate. So what do you say? Let's eat it up.
I keep telling all my customers coming here that everybody is so friendly. I brought the Korean bread. I like it, doesn't mean people like it. And around here, we are the only one actually make Korean bread. People willing to try. And we got messages and texting, say welcome here, we're so glad you're here. And maple bacon bar is like sweet and savory. And the other one is the cronut. It's a cronut and the croissant together, so you don't have to choose. People loving us right now, and I hope to keep the energy. We care every day. We think about our customer every day, our community every day.
Okay, it's the moment not you all have been waiting for, but I have been waiting for, the Korean bread, onions, corn, the sausage in there. I've been very excited about this. This is how you start your day right. It honestly tastes like something from an amazing Thanksgiving dish that you would never expect at a donut shop. Korean bread may now be my new favorite bread. Also a question here, do you guys put mustard, ketchup, what do you put in your kolache? Or you just eat it plain? I'm usually a mustard guy myself. You can't ever go wrong with a kolache at the donut shop. Come on, always loving it. Okay, I've been staring this one down too. Can you see the maple? Can you see the bacon? What is it about the maple and the bacon that goes so hand in hand? I really think it could be America's next PB&J. Just like a homemade apple pie, that apple right there in the center. Favorite thing to get for breakfast nowadays has been biscuits and gravy. I didn't think I stood a chance of getting biscuits and gravy here at a bakery, at a donut shop. I mean, look at the steam. Every good old Southern boy right here is as happy as it gets. But when you get the biscuits and gravy, you can't even physically see the biscuit. It's covered by so much amazing and delicious gravy that it just looks like a swimming pool of gravy is being handed to you, but there's a biscuit in there.
As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, we are highlighting our neighbors making a big impact in our cities and towns, and our veterans are certainly among those. Brooke Buckner got the chance to sit down with a couple of women veterans who are breaking barriers and building communities.
Female veterans are the fastest growing demographic.
And with that growth comes a need for more support.
With that, we carry significant different traumas.
That need drives Sarah Bunger and Kim Robertson to connect the way they do and help other women vets through military service sisters.
We support each other by sharing tips and understandings of things that we've experienced, and just that encouragement to seek help where we need help.
There are 7 chapters across Arkansas. In Saline County, most members are Navy vets, just like Bunger and Robertson. Over time, they've seen positive changes for women in the military, especially when it comes to pregnancies.
Women used to have to get out of the military when they got pregnant. That's transitioned to, in the years that I served, in the 80s, that women that started a family, they could choose to get out if they wanted to get out. It was optional. And today, women are not only able to be in as pregnant moms, but they're also able to serve in combat and on ships.
But unfortunately, some things have stayed the same.
There were females that were getting pregnant because they were being raped or hurt by other people overseas, and it ruined their entire career. Not only did it ruin their career, you can't get another federal job, you can't get benefits, and now they're stranded taking care of a kid as a veteran that was dishonorably discharged.
That's why they say groups like Military Service Sisters are so important. Several other organizations also empower women veterans, like Miss Veteran America, the title she hopes to win this summer.
I'm helping support Final Salute Inc. and all of the funds that we raise for this pageant, 100%. This isn't, I get voted in to be Miss Veteran. It's all about how we advocate to get the word out, as well as raise funds for our fellow females who are transitioning out of the military.
Bunger and Robertson also hope to break stereotypes women veterans face.
One is that not everyone sat behind a desk or was a dental tech or was in the medical field. There are many women out there that are serving in combat and on ships today, and they also had families while they were doing that and balancing it just like any man that was out there. The other thing is when you see a female or you see somebody who's recognizing as a veteran, don't automatically assume that the female is the spouse of the veteran.
They hope to see those perceptions change. In the meantime, Bunger is on her way to getting the crown with the support of her service sisters.
We're a family. Even if you never knew somebody served and you realize they're a veteran, you're like, oh, you automatically have something in common with them. And so it's just really great to have these organizations in our state to help female veterans and veterans.
Brooke, thank you, and aye, ma'am. That'll do it for our 11 on 11 right here on THV 11 Plus. We want to join us next week for all of your top headlines across the natural state. We'll see you then.